It's Richie here, aka the Aquaman, and basically I'm going to be doing a bit of maintenance on the tank behind me. Bit of info on the tank. It's a Better Line 90, so it's 90 centimeters by 50 by 50, opti white, rimless. I've got glass covers just there because I've got kids, so they like to put their fingers and hands in the tank, so I've got that on there to stop that happening. Yeah, I got a bit of an issue at the minute with algae and a few other bits and pieces, but that's my own fault. Excuse me, I know what I've been doing wrong. Basically what I've done is I've overfed. I've pumped a lot of CO2 in, a lot of light, and that's basically to do with trying to get the plants to grow very quickly. It's always a dangerous game when you try and grow plants in that way, because obviously you can get things with algae. I mean, I'm at the stage now where this tank's been running 4 or 5 months maybe. I'm hoping to enter into a few contests this year, trying to get it ready for the final photograph to get sent off, but I'm not there yet. What I'll probably do is I'll just turn the camera so you can see me faffing around with the tank and whatnot, messing about with it, and you'll probably see me trimming and water changing and whatnot. I'll probably do that in a time lapse, and then I'll come back on and chat with you later on about what I've done. Then I'll probably take the camera or my phone off the tripod and I'll go in and I'll show you what I've done. Yeah, I think that's it for this part of the video. Yeah, the next part you'll see will probably be a time lapse if I can work out how to do it, and then after that it'll be myself, and I'll give you a bit of a rundown. I think I've said before in a previous video roughly what I'm running on this tank as far as equipment goes, but I don't think I've been in depth on the plants. So when I show you guys the video of the tank, I can give you an idea of what plants I'm using. I have got stems in here, I've got Monte Carlo, I've got Bucephalandras, I've got quite a lot, so I'll go in depth more into that. I want to shout out Mark Geordie Scaper for repping one of the Trident clothing t-shirts in his last video, or latest video I should say. Shout out to him, main man. Another shout out to Aquaflora for supplying me with all the awesome plants. The wood actually came from Aquarium Gardens via Yuri's, so big shout out to him as well, and Aquarium Gardens, those guys are cool. The red lava rock, so that's caused a bit of controversy. If you've seen the interview, or I should say the live stream that I did with Felipe the other day, it's a bit controversial, but I spoke to Mike Senske, ADG, and he seems to like it. He said he likes it when people do something different, think outside the box. So yeah, that's what I've tried to do with this one. I'm a big fan of the nature aquarium style. It's my favourite style. Just like everyone else, the godfather of aquascaping, Takashi Amano, and the rest is history as far as I'm concerned. There are a few other guys out there that inspire me, Felipe being one, because I love his work. I've never seen anyone plant as fast as that man in my life. He's just ridiculously quick, and I don't think I've seen a bad scape of his, to be fair. Obviously we got Mr. George Farmer, who everybody is very familiar with. Yuri's is a good scaper. Josh Sim, I mean, he won IAPLC last year. His work is fantastic. Adam Pascala, Mr. Oliver Knott, just to name a few. They're the guys who were smashing it. I mean, Mike Senske, I love his hardscape only tanks. They work really well in a commercial environment, really well as a design point of view, and they work really well in a private home as well. If you just want something simple, high impact, you don't want to worry about plants, you don't want to worry about super lighting, things like that. You know, you go for a super high impact hardscape. And like George always says, it's the backbone of the layout. If you've got a really strong hardscape and the tank's lit well and you've got nice livestock in there, you don't really need like a ton of plants. So if there's anybody out there, like beginners or intermediates, or anyone really who wants to try something different, check out the ADG stuff. That's Aquarium Design Group. They're based in Houston, Texas. Because they're sort of minimalist design style, I really like. It's really good, and I've done a few of them for my customers with my other business, which obviously we're all on lockdown at the minute because of this flipping virus that's going around, but I'm not going to dwell on it. Yeah, I'm going to do a few reviews as well on just some of my kit that I've got going on here, because I can't get out to film videos with people. So I'm trying to record my live streams. I go on with Peter Roscoe now on Friday. I'm not sure what the date will be. Friday the 12th, possibly, at 4 PM. And if people, all of you who don't know who Peter Roscoe is, he is Amateur Aquatics. You may have seen him in some of the Green Aqua videos. Yeah, very funny guy. He's got a beard, a little bit like mine, only his is a bit longer and mine's a bit grayer. So yeah, watch two beardies talking about aquariums and aquascaping. Should be right, should be fun. Okay, I'm going to sign off for a second and set the camera up so you can see what I'm doing. Bye for now. Right guys, that's the maintenance done. It wasn't a massive trim or anything like that this time. It was just cleaning up the substrate, getting rid of the algae, doing a big water change. I'm going to go back to lean dosing now. Basically what lean dosing is, because I've got a lot of root tabs in the substrate already, that's providing the plants with plenty of nutrients. So now I'm going to cut back on the liquid food and just dose one dose a week to try and I think they call it the starvation method. So basically by dosing lean, you're helping to get reds in, and obviously it's reducing the chances of algae. It means the plants will grow slightly slower, because the light behind me is the Lifeaqua Pro RGB, which is a really powerful light. It's probably on par with the ADA Solar RGB LED, the new one that's just come out. Although it's probably about 200 quid cheaper from what I can find out at the minute. I just wanted to go through with you a couple of the products that I use. Full disclaimer, I am endorsed or an ambassador for Prodibio, but I used their products before I was an ambassador, so a great company. I like the idea of the glass vials, quick, easy, natural. I mean, a lot of people are put off by the fact that it's not in a bottle, but don't let that put you off. It's easy and you can't overdose with most of the products. You can with things like Carbon Lick, which is a liquid carbon product, but I don't recommend using that unless you're spot dosing for algae, because it doesn't really do the plants any good. It's certainly no good for mosses, and it's certainly no good for Vallisneria because it melts them. I don't know why, it just does. So a couple of the products here that I use is this one, Chloral Reset. It's probably back to front for you guys because I've got the camera facing the other way. But basically that's a water conditioner, totally natural water conditioner. That's a 240 litre tank behind me. I use 2 of the vials. I'll show you a glass vial. It's really simple. Glass vial, if you can focus. Anyway, you just snap that end off, hold it over the water, snap the other end off. That's it, job done. And this can all be recycled too, which is a good thing. The other product I use is this, BioClean. Basically it's a combination of 2 different vials. You've got BioDigest and you've also got BioTrace. BioDigest is basically a mix of natural nitrifying and denitrifying bacteria to replace any bacteria that you may or may not have lost during your water changes and cleaning rocks, etc. And basically the other active ingredient in this is a thing called BioTrace. So basically it's a source of natural carbon, micronutrients, which speed up bacterial purifying of your water, basically. I love it, it's great. I use it in all my tanks. You'll see in my water, although there's lots of little tiny bubbles, because I've just done a water change. I didn't want to bore you with all the water change nonsense because you've seen me do it before. The only other thing I want to show you, white vinegar. Any old white vinegar will do, as long as it hasn't got any other nasty chemicals in it. And a piece of paper towel. That's what I use to keep the outside of my glass clean. And that's it really. I'll show you the tank. Okay, this is the tank just after I've done a little bit of maintenance on it. Like I said, I didn't trim any of the plants on it because I did them fairly recently, so there's no need to do them again. There's a lovely red-tailed rasboras that I just discovered recently, which I really like. I need to get more of them, but I'm on lockdown so I can't. Yeah, and here's basically where I've been working in the foreground, because some of my rocks and some of my sand had a bit of algae and a little bit of BBA and whatever, which I've got rid of. Just a quick, as you may or may not have seen on the time lapse, I just used my trusty purple toothbrush to scrape the rocks, tidy up the substrate. I got a substrate cleaner which came in my aquascaping toolkit. That's basically it. I'll show you a top view. Here we go, you've got some Aquaflora pinnator feeder there in the middle of the screen on the wood. We've got that's the dwarf microsorum, I forget the name of it. We've got some weeping moss there, some more Cryptocorini balancei there on the side, and again at the back. We've got some Anubias Nana Gold. We've got some Cryptocorini Becketii Pecci, I think that is. Excuse my dog in the background snoring his head off. We've got some Hydrocotyle tripartita there in the back and there in the front. We've got some Anubias Pangolino. We've got some Bugophilandra Lamando Mini Red, I think it is. You've got some Eleucharis Mini there, the small one. There's some more at the back as well. There's my Monty. This is the new plants I've added. You can see they're a slightly lighter green. This is the old stuff down here in the corner. Wasn't doing so well, but I think it's because I was overdosing my ferts. Yeah, there's some Eleucharis Mini there, but the I think that's Hemianthus. No, it's not Hemianthus. What am I talking about? Hemianthus. No, that is. Oh, I forget what that's called. Someone will tell me, I'm sure. Put it in the comments if you know what it is, because I've totally forgotten. I had a mind blank, or a brain fart as we like to call it. I've got the Eheim 350 skim and an Eheim heater there because my inline doesn't fit. We've got some Rotala green there. There's some Rotala rotundifolia at the back as well, but you can't see it. There's also some Ludwigian Mini Super Red as well at the very, very back. You might be able to just make it out, but I think the Balansai is out competing it somewhat for space and for growth. The rock there is, as you can see, red lava rock. I've used some, that is a natural sand. I think it's Hugo Komashi. A friend of mine gave me a load of it when he emptied his tank. So I just used it in mine because I love the contrast. It's still natural, but I love the contrast with it against the red rocks. And then these little pebbly bits here, that's just JBL volcanic mineral, I think it is. So yeah, that's it, that's the tank. Oh, the light, there we go. It's the, see if you could, if I could focus, I don't know if you can see it. Ah, there we go, max light. And yeah, lovely bit of kit, awesome light. I am also an ambassador for Lifeaqua as well. I was kindly asked by Mr. Andy Tam if I would support them, and yeah, while I'm here I may as well show you down in the cupboard. Oh, I can't because my glass cabinet's in the way. My glass cover, sorry. See if you can see, it's a bit dark in there. No, you can't see anything. Oh, a bit of FishScience there. There you go, look. That's what I feed my fish. All FishScience stuff, nothing else. And that's it for now, guys. See you on the next one.